It's no secret Ripple loves the Grateful Dead. Chris Larson even directly states how they're integral to Ripple's origin in their How Ripple Got Started video from 2018.
And then we also were lucky enough to be able to acquire the URL for Ripple, which is kind of a funny story. It came from a Grateful Dead superfan. It's related to the song Ripple from the Grateful Dead. We always loved the Grateful Dead.
Now keep this clip in mind throughout the video because it's going to start feeling a lot more coded in retrospect. Do we really believe Chris Larson, the man who's been working on digital banking for decades, acquired the domain for his company Ripple from a Grateful Dead superfan who owned it specifically because of the song Ripple, when meanwhile Ripple is Chris Larson's favorite song to begin with and the perfect song to describe the company he created? For example, he uses a lyric from it in his credo, or personal guiding principle, which we learned from an interview he did with San Francisco State University. Reach out your hand if your cup be empty. If your cup is full, may it be again. That line from the Grateful Dead song Ripple appears to be Chris Larson's credo, they write. And later on in the article, he quotes another lyric from the song. The whole idea of creating a Bitcoin competitor was you would give away the coin to the world, right? So the idea was, there is a fountain. It was a song about death, but also a fountain that distributes these coins. I love that idea. And then also rippling around. I went to a bunch of Grateful Dead concerts before Jerry Garcia, the lead singer, passed away. So that was very much consistent with the way we were thinking about things. So the song Ripple was very much consistent with the way Ripple the company was thinking about things. In fact, when Robert Hunter, the Grateful Dead lyricist who wrote Ripple, passed away in 2019, David Schwartz tweeted his condolences, saying they wouldn't be called Ripple or have the same meaning they do today if it weren't for that song, quoting yet another lyric from it. If you go, no one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. R.I.P. Robert Hunter, an inspiration to all. Without him, Ripple would not be Ripple. That's a pretty powerful statement, right? So you can see how ingrained this Ripple song truly is in the Ripple company culture. They even included yet another lyric from it on their 404 error page that appeared when people would land on a broken link. You who choose to lead must follow, but if you fall alone. If you should stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home. Isn't it kind of weird how different sections from this single song keep showing up in all these different places at Ripple? It makes it feel like there's a deeper meaning behind their significance than Ripple executives simply loving the Grateful Dead. I mean, for the company leading the creation of the new digital money system the most all-encompassing world agenda depends on, to so strongly identify with a single song, really makes me think there's just gotta be some kind of greater truth behind it. Like with so much on the line, why go totally all in on that one Grateful Dead song? Anyway, what's especially interesting about that 404 error page, as I'm sure you noticed, is the Grateful Dead bear cartoon. The famous dancing bear used on their merch, album vinyls, and everywhere else Grateful Dead designs can be found. I mean, what are the chances? Grateful Dead's song Ripple is the foundational guiding principle of the company Ripple, and one of their main logos is a cartoon bear, when meanwhile there's been a riddling cartoon bear named Bearableguy123 foreshadowing the future of Ripple all along? And this Grateful Dead logo being a cartoon bear isn't the only thing it has in common with Bearableguy123. The Grateful Dead bear is also a jester. I mean, just look at this. The band fully ingrained into the culture of Ripple just so happens to use a cartoon bear jester who wears a blue and red three-belled jester hat in its promos and graphics. What's up with that? Not to mention their overall theme of the jester in general. Little too perfectly aligned, no? And it doesn't stop there. Turns out the Grateful Dead bears and the Grateful Dead jester skeleton love growing sunflowers. And you can't forget their fondness for tuxedos and top hats either. And how about this? Grateful Dead literally teamed up with multiple greenhouses, like Gotham Greens in New York and Silver Stream Farm in Wyoming. I mean, this greenhouse in particular looks just like the one in the riddle. Anyway, as far as archetypes go, these designs are beyond coincidence, right? Cartoon bear jesters who grow sunflowers and wear top hats and tuxedos? What is that? These commonalities are too specific not to carry some sort of shared underlying meaning. You're telling me Bearable Guy123, the notorious cartoon bear Riddler of Ripple, just so happens to include the same design themes from the exact band that created the song that basically serves as Ripple's ideological North Star in the first place?
Ripple from the Grateful Dead. We always loved the Grateful Dead.
To me, it feels like something much bigger's going on with all this. Bigger than the Grateful Dead, bigger than Bearable Guy123, bigger than Ripple.